Blessings, blessings on tonight. This is Dr. K or Ambassador K, and I am the owner and nurse practitioner of Kings with two Ks Health and Wellness. And so, welcome to my podcast here that is branched off of my business called Integrative Wellness, Reimagining Mind, Body, and Spirit. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Hallelujah. I am actually up later than normal putting this in there. And I apologize because my time is normally earlier, but when I'm telling you there was a lot going on today, but I still wanted to come in and give you guys just a brief overview. And I have healing from the inside out, addressing root causes and disparities. And why I said just like a briefness into it, because we will always address healing from the inside out with each week, with each topic, and how we're addressing the root cause of disparities. But sometimes I just like to bring more of awareness of what we do here, okay, with King's Health and Wellness, and what healthcare should have been a long time ago. An integrative approach to healthcare is, again, looking at mind, body, spirit, okay, and also including Western medicine, which is, what we mainly go to with the provider or to the hospital, okay, and that's the labs, that's the diagnostics, things like that, because sometimes medications are needed. And then you have your functional medicine approach, which gets to the root causes, okay? So with the functional medicine, is digging in deeper. That is why I do the holistic assessments, which we still have them on sale, 50% off. They're normally $100, but they're very thorough assessments. So if you know that you just need someone to help you to balance your mind, body, and spirit, even that nutritional factor, then book an appointment today at Kings with two Ks, kingshealthwellness.com. But the functional medicine aspect, look at it from, okay, what is causing what Western medicine says is autoimmune? What's causing the GERD? What's causing the gastrointestinal issues? What's causing the breathing problems? What's causing the fatigue? Okay. And so we look at it from a wide base, but also specific, individualizing each thing. And then functional medicine have their own labs, which are very unique, okay, and very profound. I have other friends, buddies, doctors, practitioners, holistic medicine practitioners that have health and wellness, and that's all they do. And some of the things that they find out pertaining to people's body, like a lot of times, even with certain allergies and certain things, it's environmental. It can be work related, what you are around. Even one thing I noticed, because one of my areas of expertise is doing veterans claims. Okay. And so we know, being a veteran, you go over into other countries and it's all type of stuff. Is burn pits, and they've been around different toxic exposures, and these things, of course, attached not just on the outer but the inner, and start causing certain issues. And so that's even for us that haven't went to the military. And so environmental factors, so outside as well as inside your home, you have to be careful about that too. The type of foods that you eat, okay, what you're putting in your body, And I'm gonna say what you may not be putting in your body. So there can be deficiencies as well as overproduction of things in your body. And so that's why it is so important when you know you're having issue after issue after issue, and you're constantly going to the ER or the urgent care, because I hear people say this all the time. Oh, I just was at the ER. Oh, I was just at the urgent care. Oh, I was at my primary care. And they just keep, saying, oh, we don't see anything. Your complete blood count, your comprehensive metabolic panel, which is like your sodium, potassium, all of that's fine. And so then a lot of times people walk out with no remedy, or still feeling the same, and or that doctor will say, hey, well, I'm gonna refer you to a specialist, or they'll just want to load you with antibiotics. And so there is a such thing as too much antibiotics, that can cause issues with your body as well. So there's so many things. And so that's why, I've been in healthcare for years, ever since I was 17, 18. And so I've been on quite a bit of the sides, being, ER and level 1, level 2 ER ICU, but also working in other units, and then taking on the NP role, primary care, internal medicine, ER, urgent care, hospice. I mean, I've done it all. And like I said, currently, though I have my own business, I still work somewhere else doing veteran claims. So within my business, okay, we're under a primary care umbrella, but it's a primary care umbrella of integrative medicine. So we utilize functional, Western functional, and holistic medicine. So holistic, because I also am a holistic practitioner. I do have a certification. And so with that, it's that's where your nutrition comes in at. That's where you're eating the right foods. And then if you need supplements or herbs, natural things to get your body back in balance. So I include all of that together, as well as the spiritual side, our mental, okay, within my practice and within the holistic assessment. So tell y'all, if you know you need this today, invest in yourself and invest in your health. Okay, because health is wealth. So this week we will focus on how integrative wellness approaches go beyond treating symptoms. Okay, and we'll dive into the underlying causes of health disparities. So traditional medical models often focus on managing symptoms or providing short-term relief. However, like I was saying, with what I do, the integrative wellness encompasses a more comprehensive approach, seeking to identify and address the root cause, such as lifestyle. Okay, so certain things that you're doing to your own self, environmental, social factors, okay, trauma, hurt, pain. People don't realize unless you study these things, that past hurt, pain, trauma from childhood up, and in relationships and dealing with things, piles upon you. Okay, and we always hear that old saying, but it's true, that stress can cause disease ailments. They can. And so that's why it's very important to have that spiritual balance, that mental balance as well. And so so like I said, I'm going to be just briefly talking. We will discuss how holistic care, combining Western medicine, functional, and spiritual medicine, often personalized strategies to tackle these disciplines. So I've already explained what integrative wellness is. So root causes, okay? Root cause factors such as social economic status, access to health care. A lot of people don't have proper access, Okay, some people live in areas, okay, to where they don't have access. They live in areas that are very toxic. If you're around certain plants and machinery type factories, all that plays a part in your health, and us knowing this, so then we can actually pinpoint what it could be, because it could be something as simple as, you know you're let's just say you're by a plant that gives off some type of chemical gas. Okay, it could simply be that has entered into your lungs, and now you're having upper respiratory issues and stuff. So being able to identify what it is, and then detoxing, okay, your body, and adding the right stuff to your body, can then therefore rid you of those problems. Okay. Also, root causes, nutrition. A lot of people do not eat right, and we always hear, well, it's more expensive to eat healthy. In certain aspects, that's why you got to learn how to shop properly. Just don't pull up at Walmart, or pull up at some of these places, and you just there. You got to shop around, go to fruit markets, and go to places to where you can get the things on sale. Like I was just saying, environmental toxins, chronic stress, and again, trauma. And this affects us. Okay. Health disparities. So differences in health outcomes between various populations due to unequal, again, access to resources, systemic bias, or genetic predisposition. And so that's why it is important to know, where you come from. Because, if you look at the thing, it says Black or African American. Well, sometimes people's roots are more than just Black or African American, or vice versa. A Caucasian may have something different, or American Indian, or Islander, or China, somebody from China or Japan or Dominican Republic. So that's why it's important to know your family, okay, background, what happened with your family, because then that can also get to the root cause as well. And another part of King's Health and Wellness that we are soon incorporating is doing DNA testing. But when people look at DNA testing, they just think that it's for, to determine paternity, like, who the father is. No, there's other type of DNA tests. There are DNA tests that looks at your body makeup from a cellular aspect, and see what's good for your body and what's not good. And just even to break that down even further, your blood type also can tell you, okay, these foods are good for you, this is not good for you. So there's so many aspects to the integrative wellness side that I absolutely love, because I am a person that likes to get to the root cause. Like, I am a problem solver. And this is the thing, many of us, so some people that are watching right now, that a huge part of me is I am an apostle. Okay, I'm ordained in a firm apostle. I have my own ministry, and so that's why I take things from a spiritual standpoint on, or whatnot. But I'm very passionate in making sure that individuals get the proper care that they need. So I'm going to go over some case studies, and you will often see me reading case studies. Okay. And these are case studies made by myself, just kind of, swooped and put some things around. But case studies, even if you're not medically inclined, okay, it still makes you think and just want to, dig a little deeper. So chronic stress and heart disease. So a middle-aged African-American woman working in a high-stress job with limited access to nutritional foods is diagnosed with hypertension. While medications controls her symptoms, an integrative wellness approach might look at her chronic stress level, okay? Her diet, weight as well, okay? So weight, okay? As well as if her hormones are not balanced, okay? And then access, send her to community resources. Like if there's somebody, that does the integrative wellness side to help bring her back into alignment. There was many of the times when, because I helped some individuals, I think my second year into being a nurse practitioner, open up a primary care practice back in Dallas. And I'm talking about from the ground up. The first day, myself and one MA, we walked in, and there was a lot of incorporating a lot of things that I myself learned from scratch. But all to say, I would get a lot of individuals in because that primary care clinic, because it had many components to it. We would get a lot of individuals that didn't have access to the proper care, and or they couldn't afford medications, or again, nutritional problems, things of the such. And so, I would get labs and educate and give out, plans and things like that. And a lot of times, unless it was something critical, okay, I would not put them on medications. Sometimes I would have to get it under control and then wean off. But there's many as a times that people walked in and they, high cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes, these things of the such. But once we took the integrative approach, they came back 90 days later and their hemoglobin A1C, which is an indicator if you have diabetes, was fine. And they had lost weight. They're eating better. I have seen some people that after they have lost weight, their blood pressure normalizes back out. So we have to take all of that into account. So with this lady, by introducing lifestyle changes, stress management techniques, okay, that's even just meditating. I meditate on God and his word, okay? Exercise is very important. And see, a lot of times people, when they think of exercise, they think of all this high impact. No, walking 30 minutes a day can help you. Okay. And improving her diet. Okay. The root causes of her hypertension are addressed, leading to a more sustainable health improvement. Okay. And so here's another one. And this one is diabetes and social economic disparity. So a Hispanic male patient living in a food desert is diagnosed with type 2. Conventional treatments include insulin and dietary advice, but his environment limits his ability to make healthier food choices. So on this note, an integrated approach would involve connecting him with community programs. And that's one thing that I did do. When I was in Texas, we had a community, like literally, because the clinic was connected to the hospital that I used to work in as a nurse. So I would often get the social workers involved, pharmacies, because there are programs, okay, for people that do not have access to the proper funds to get medications under certain programs. But see, we have to be diligent in these things to help people. So again, an integrative approach would involve connecting him with community food programs. Again, I'm going deeper than the food programs. Even if he needs some medications, pharmacies that have programs for people to offer free medications or very reduced amount of money medications, and teaching culturally appropriate nutritional guidance. And you can incorporate herbs and supplements to support blood sugar. Okay. So the goal is to provide a multifaceted solution that works within his socioeconomic constraints. So that's very important too. And that's what I do when it comes to the holistic assessments and all of the care that I do. You can't give everybody the same treatment. That's why even when it comes to Western medicine, like standard, when it comes to when you first get hypertension, they give you HCTZ or hydrochlorothiazide. And then if that don't work or you're having side effects, then they'll bump you up to either lisinopril or a Norvasc. And then if that don't work, or if your blood pressure is still not controlled on that, they might leave you on that and then put you on another one. Okay, so individualizing for each individual according to their social economic constraints, and then also bringing it to an aspect that they understand, because that's one thing that used to upset me working in healthcare, seeing how providers would come in and people would come in and literally talk over family and the patient's head, and they don't understand nothing. And so they go home and do the same thing over to end up right back in the hospital or right back in their primary health office. So even as we're setting up services and doing everything, having them recall back what you said, but talking in a manner to where an individual understands. Okay, so the next one is mental health and trauma. So a Native American teenager shows signs of depression and anxiety, and they are referred for counseling and medication. Okay, that's what Western medicine like to do. And though, like I said, I'm not knocking medications because I am a nurse practitioner, but I have to look at it from all sides. A lot of times with some people, there are steps we can take before medication. Okay. But sometimes people come in so advanced in situations to where you have to put them on medication to balance them out, and then start to use the integrative approach to wean them off of those things if possible. Okay. So, however, underlying trauma from cultural displacement and community loss plays a major role in this teenager's mental health. Okay, so integrating wellness would incorporate cultural sensitive therapy. Okay, healing. Now, that's one thing about the ministry. We are heavy into healing. Okay, healing and deliverance. So helping them with that, letting them voice what's going on, so that we then therefore can get to the root cause of what's going on. Okay, and community support. So helping to address both emotional wounds and the cultural and historical factors, okay, contributed to the condition. So that's why, again, root cause. So let me go down. So to effectively teach the concept of healing from the inside out, okay, addressing root causes of disparities, it's important, to again get a full holistic assessment from not just the basics that we see, past medical history, past surgical history. No, I want to know from your generational lineup. I want to know spiritual things. I want to know what you encounter in your life. Okay, yes, I want to know the medical part. I want to know what you may be suffering from, what you were diagnosed with, the medications, how you eat, your family environment, if you're married or not, if you've been married 3 times and divorced 3 times, if you got 6 children, all that. If you smoke, if you drink, all of that, because that, is going to give us that whole comprehensive assessment to be able to address the root causes, where you live, your sleeping patterns, all of that. All of that is very important. Okay. So let me go down because, like I said, I was just going to be very brief tonight. Yes. So, root causes are the underlying reason why certain health issues arise. Okay. Like I said. So, we have to address those. And just a little quick analogy. Imagine trying to fix a leaky faucet by just wiping up the water. But then you come right back and what is it? It's still leaking. So you're constantly, going to wipe up the water, and then eventually you get tired and you just put a bucket right there. And so what happens is that bucket just starts to fill up and fill up until you get so out of balance. Your spirit, your body, your mind, until now you're in the emergency room, or now the doctor's saying, oh, you got chronic kidney disease, you got this, you got that. And so stop doing that with yourself. If you know you are one of these that do that to yourself, it is time to come out of that, because we have to take care of ourselves. We can't expect anybody else, okay, to take care of us. Husband, wife, kids, anybody but us. We have a responsibility to ourselves to get to the root causes of what's going on with us. If you know right now you are having hormonal issues and you keep putting it off, but now you're suffering, okay? You're suffering to the fact of you're miserable at work. You're fatigued. You can't sleep at night. You're sweating. It's affecting your lifestyle, your relationship with your husband, maybe even sex life. It's affecting your life around the house, the house, and you don't do what you used to do. Then guess what? It's time for you to get that holistic assessment and get the labs you need so things can come back in alignment. So, yeah, you haven't addressed the issue. So, connecting root causes to health disparities. So, like I was saying, again, we have to look at each individual different. That's very important. And Western medicine doesn't do that to a certain extent. There are literally algorithms or certain, even like the JNC for blood pressure. This is what you start a person on. And then, if this don't work, then you add this. And if this don't work. So this is how Western medicine does. Okay. But you need that integrative approach for you and your family. Let me see here. Listen, I'm just being real brief. I know you guys hear my soothing jazz. Okay. Because I some of us need soothing music. That actually helps. If you work in, chaotic place, or you're constantly busy, or you have a lot of stress, that is calming for you. I'm not going to go. I have a lot of case studies here, so I'm not going to go over all of these case studies. So personal action plan. So I am encouraging you guys tonight to think about the areas in your lives where things may need to be looked at a little bit deeper. Okay? Because like I was saying, week 2 and 3, I spent 2 weeks on the gut, the brain axis, or the neurological system. That plays a very dynamic part on our health. Okay? So your gut is even associated with depression and certain mental health if it's not running right. Just think of your gut, because you have the small intestine, the large, okay, intestine, you got your colon. But think of that as pipes, okay? It's pipes. And so we know within our home, when pipes get clogged up, what happens? These things don't don't go down properly. You get an overflow the opposite way. Okay. Which then pours out, and now it's all over your floor, whatever it is, which can cause all type of infections and set up, you know, your body from interacting from that, and other parts of your body then being affected. Okay. So we have to sometimes take analogies like that and then specific them to ourselves. You want to excuse me, y'all, because I'm really tired. Okay, I'm telling y'all, I'm pushing. And those who know me, pray for Dr. K on tonight. And so again, looking at your stress, looking at your diet, looking at your relationships, your spiritual well-being. And I'm telling y'all right now, when your spirit is off, when you don't, and I'm gonna speak it, when you don't have a relationship with God, okay, though many of us have, went on in life, but I could just remember before I answered my call, there was I was always to and fro, always all over the place. Like it just was always something going on in a manner that, though I managed to get through, but it was still because of the grace of God upon my life. But once I surrendered, okay, to him, and submitted and turned away from things that wasn't good for me, wicked, evil ways. I say that, though I wasn't an evil person, but when we take on the ways world are doing things, that stuff has a tendency to pile up. And so when I took on that of God, that moved me out of a avoided space, to just even help me from a root cause standpoint. Okay. Because again, this is what on today. This is healing from the inside out. Whether we're talking about ministry matters right now, which I include that, or natural, everything still has to be worked on from the inside. So let me see here. Just going down. Hallelujah. And so, yeah, so challenge yourself, like make a list tonight. Make a list. And when it comes to your relationships, unforgiveness, okay? You may be facing some lack in areas in your life. All that has an effect on your health. As you do that, then really evaluate, like, okay, how has my health been? How was my health before? Is my health worse? Is my health about the same? Like, just really evaluate, like, just do a little journal of your everyday encounters with the people that are close to you, co-workers, how you feel, your children, what you're eating, how you're sleeping. Because even for us that are in ministry, okay, that can get heavy weighted too. But that's why God always showed me, even in it, we have to have a balance. Though we're always moving forth in the things of him, but sometimes as leaders, we may need to take a break and let everybody know, hey, I need to take a couple of days for myself. Do that. It's very important that we are whole, okay? And like I've always told you guys, wholeness is spiritual health and natural health. And then after you do that, you can even be like, okay, so like, what are the factors in your life that could be affecting your health? Is it stress? Is it your environment, your diet, or something emotional? or something generational. And I can even mean, like sometimes, depending upon your family's history, like if your mom and dad both had hypertension. So look at all those aspects tonight. And if you see that you have more negs than you have positive, then I'm really gonna encourage you guys tonight to go ahead and book your holistic assessment. And or if you have a provider that will look at you from an integrative standpoint, then go to them, express your concerns, so therefore they can help you. Okay, because you got to help yourself first. You got to help yourself first. So that's it. It was really brief on tonight. This is where healthcare is going. A lot of people now are really, it seemed like even a little bit before COVID, okay, people were really starting to get into the holistic and the functional medicine side and the fitness side. And then after COVID, now it's just like the health and wellness, the med spas are booming right now because people are really looking at what they've been through, the current state of our health and wellness, even as a society, okay, what they're going through. And they want to be balanced spiritually and naturally. So this is your opportunity, even as you dive in here with myself and, like I said, other individuals that I will have come on the panel, as I'm unctioned to speak about mental health, or maybe even a chiropractor. I may even bring a chiropractor home one day. I may even bring another a functional medicine provider in there, where that's all they do is functional medicine. They don't move outside of that. Whereas myself, I'm wide based, because again, King's Health and Wellness is under a primary care umbrella. So we do primary care, we do urgent care, weight loss, men's and women's health, DOT physicals, school physicals, life health coaching. Soon and very soon, we will be adding the IV nutrition. So again, that's very popular right now, and it's just not popular because that's just the in thing. IV nutrition, the vitamins and stuff are very good. A lot of people see dynamic changes within their self, within their health, within they may have been once fatigued and now they have the energy to get through the day. And so we will soon be adding the IV nutrition and therapy. And yeah, those things are actually excellent, because God, when he made this earth, he put everything in it that we need. He put the food, the plants, the herbs is here, but we have to get back to the basics of what we should have been doing a long time ago. Okay. And so that's pretty much it tonight. I just wanted to be real brief because, again, as weeks go on, we're always talking about healing from the inside out. We're always talking about root causes of disparities because, again, we maneuver in an integrative aspect of medicine. And so go check out the website, Kings with 2 Ks, healthwellness.com. Okay. And or you can call 1-888-732-3452 if you want more information on the holistic assessments and what I do in general. I am Florida based. Okay. So, part of my business is telemedicine. So if you are in Tampa or St. Pete or anything like that, and I'm up here in Fort Walton, then I can still see you. We could do a telemedicine visit for you know the urgent care and the primary care, even the holistic side as well. For individuals that do not live here in Florida, I can still do a holistic assessment because, again, it can be telemedicine. I can still get all of your information. After that assessment is done and I'm able to evaluate everything, I come back to you with a plan. Okay, then you can take that plan to your provider and say, hey, I need A, B, C, and D. Okay, this lab, this lab, this lab. After those labs and everything are drawn, if you want to bring that stuff back to me and or get it, email it, fax it back in, because all that's HIPAA compliant, I can look at them. And then therefore I can say, okay, you need, vitamin D, you need vitamin, B1, you need some zinc, you need this, let's individualize a meal plan for you with this and that. So I can still do that in other states from afar because I'm not prescribing, like I'm not writing you certain medications. I am licensed in other states, so down the line in 2025, of course, I was in Texas the longest, so I still have my Texas license. So I plan on adding telemedicine, so all my Texans can get a tele visit if need be for that urgent care or primary care aspect. I'm licensed in South Carolina as well as Virginia, so I will be adding all of those on soon. And so reach out to me. I'm very I'm one of the ones you can come to and you can ask me anything, okay, about the services that I do, or if you have any concerns about your health or anything and you want a little bit more insight to see, if you need to go to the emergency room or urgent care, or if you need to see your provider, and or you're having these concerns but you don't know how to bring them to your provider, I can help you with that. So there's many avenues to King's Health and Wellness. And of course, we do life coaching and health coaching. I am a certified life coach. Okay. I am a Christian counselor because, again, I am ordained and affirmed apostle. So there's a lot that we do in this practice. And so I want to just extend my hand to my brothers and sisters, okay, to people that need help. And so on that note, I am out for the night. So again, Dr. K, okay. And I always like to let people know, especially being on this platform. So I have a doctorate of divinity. Okay. So that's in ministry. But I am a nurse practitioner licensed with a master's degree. So so everybody is clear, as to what my degrees are. But yeah, I'm here for you. So I'm signing out tonight. I hope y'all got something from tonight. Again, reach out, go back and listen to week 2 and 3 about the gut being the brain axis or the neurological system. And stay tuned. I will be here every Monday releasing something. I have a calendar set up of things that I will address each week. Get your holistic assessment. Sign up, even if you don't have the $50 up front. All of my services offer after-pay. So literally you will pay a little bit over $10 down, and that every 2 weeks until it is paid off. So I love y'all. So this is the Integrative Wellness Reimagining Mind, Body, Spirit podcast. So stay tuned, and we will be back on next Monday at our regular time, which is 1 p.m. Central Standard, 2 p.m. EST. God bless.